Our next speaker is our National Legislative Director for Smart TV. He works in DC. He was elected last August at the convention. He works really well bipartisan. He gets things done. He knows a lot of people in Washington, DC. That's why I think he got kind of elected overwhelmingly. At the convention, it wasn't even close. So with that, I'd like to introduce Greg Hynes, our National Legislative Director from Smart TV.
Don't let this scare you. It's just my notes. It's not a long speech. I have to tell you, I was really inspired when I saw the Facebook page, Fighting for Two-Person Crew, and I saw BLE and Smart on the Facebook page. And it's an organic thing that came from the membership. It didn't come from the top. And I watch how you police yourselves. When people get out of line, you pile on them, and a lot of really good things are happening there, and that's so important because we need more of that around the entire country. Can you imagine if the airline carriers were trying to go to single pilot operations, what the outrage would be in the United States? People in the United States would be outraged at the very notion that the airlines would want to go to single person cruise. But the reason that outrage is there because the general public is more aware of what happens in the commercial airline industry, and they know that that's a really bad idea. When it comes to freight rail, the average person really doesn't know much about the rail business. They have no idea how many people are on trains now to begin with. They think there's more than two. Our polling has found that most people think there's 3, 4, or more people on all these trains, especially these big, long monster trains that they see going through their neighborhoods. When they find out there's only 2, and that the railroads want to go to 1, they have the same outrage at that as they do commercial airlines going to single pilot operations. So it's the public outrage is what's going to take us across the finish line. If we have the general public behind us, we will win. Now, there's over 1,200 crossing accidents a year in the United States. There are 200 to 300 fatalities a year. And the conductors are the first responders. I mean, we have examples right here in the room where the conductors have saved lives. With single-person operations, with these 1,200 crossing accidents we have a year, people will die. The general public needs to be aware of that. The train hits a vehicle on a crossing, it's the conductor who bails off to go back to assess the damage, to relay to the engineer who's on the radio with emergency services, and if they need to make a separation in the train, it's the conductor, because a single person operation can't make a separation, open up a crossing to allow emergency vehicles through. Now the AAR, the Association of American Railroads, this is the organization that does the dirty work for the railroads. They have over 200 lobbyists in DC. They send their lobbyists out, anytime you have a state bill, you have a 2-person crew state bill, they send their crew of lobbyists out to combat it in whatever state it is. And they really outrage me. Politico, it's a paper in Washington, D.C. The AAR puts ads in Politico that say, working for the railroad is more safe than working in a grocery store. Let that sink in. As if paper cuts can be compared to amputations and fatalities. It's outrageous. They also have a program going called Freight Rail Works, which is on the TV. Some of you may see those ads from time to time, where they have a guy dressed up like a railroad worker talking about how technology has made the rail industry so safe. They're trying to craft public perception to be on their side, to trust us, to trust technology. We don't need people. We have to combat that. And we can do that. We have the numbers. They have 200 lobbyists. We have 100,000 members. We have other people in our communities. And we vote. They also say that positive train control, that's the fix-all for everything. Positive train control will allow us to eliminate a crew member. Positive train control, the general public, I go into these congressional offices and all they know about positive train control is the continual push to get it implemented. And I said, the conversation needs to be on how well it even works to begin with. Because the members of Congress have no idea that positive train control is not a fix-all for everything. It doesn't even work under 20 miles per hour. It can't prevent any of the 1,200 crossing accidents we have a year. It can't prevent a rear-end collision. And it can't see children playing next to the tracks. Now, we need to talk to everyone. You need to talk to your neighbors. You need to talk to your family members, the people in your church, the parents of the kids on your Little League teams. Everywhere you go, you need to talk about the outrageous things that the railroads are trying to do to put your communities and their communities in danger. Now, you can do something right here. You have Joni Ernst, who's a senator from Iowa, who refuses to co-sponsor two-person crew, has no interest in it. In fact, she says she doesn't want to support anything that the railroads don't support. So she doesn't care about her constituents. She only cares about the railroads and what's best for them. Teresa Greenfield is running against her. Teresa Greenfield has said that she will support two-person crew. You have a chance to make that decision. You have a chance to vote for somebody who's going to support your issues. I don't want to take all the oxygen in the room and talk too much because I could talk about this for a long time because I work on these issues every day. But as I close, we need to have a moment of silence for one of our members who died on the job yesterday on the CSX in West Virginia. So if we could have a moment of silence. Thank you very much.